live in the dungeon. This is the Dream Warrior Review. I'm Kurt Thomas.
I'm Mick Strawn.
Episode 71.
Evil Bong 777.
Evil Bong 777 leaves off where last year's Evil Bong 666 left off. Our scowling, weed-spewing NTB is out of sexy hell and heading to Sin City with danger on her tail. She's joined by her
whack pack of fabulous freaks, faux
baddie, Rabbit, Misty and the Gingerweed Man. Get ready for a total wave of smutty, skunky, surreal insanity as the gang gets into all manner of misadventures.
Awesome.
Can Vegas handle this gaggle of ganja-fied weirdos? That's better writing, by the way, than...
So this movie makes Ginger Dead Man look like Citizen Kane.
No, honestly. Oh, absolutely.
And why didn't they get... Okay, why didn't Charlie Band say, hey, Mr. Butler, come save us?
William.
And I think you have to be high to watch this movie, and you have to be even higher to review it. And unfortunately, I've been sober all the time.
Yeah. Boy, I have to say that if you...
I don't even know where to start.
Yeah.
Really, honestly.
Yeah. Spliffed. Spliffed. Remember the side of the car? It's not lift. It's spliffed.
So can I preface anything I say about this?
Yeah.
I don't want to offend Mr. Charlie Band because I wish he would sponsor our podcast.
Oh yeah.
But if I say anything bad about this movie, is that going to affect my chances later on? You think?
You know what? If
or is he expecting me to not like it?
Well, the thing is we have totally bowed before the gingerbread.
Yes.
The Ginger Dead.
Yes.
Movies. I mean, we love them.
And I've only seen, this is the only Evil Bong movie I've seen, and there's been tons of them. Yeah. So.
There has been?
Yeah, there's a ton of Evil Bong movies. It's ridiculous.
But I have to say that the Evil Bong character itself is terrible. I mean, the thing can't even get.
Look at that.
You're kidding me.
Of them. Yeah.
Well.
But yeah, so the first one had Cheech and Chong in it. So that was, I never saw it, so I don't know. But
what year was the first one?
It looks like it was 2006.
Really? Wow. That was just
yeah, see?
Yeah, there he is.
Tommy Chong. I was thinking the same thing about the bong. She couldn't move, so she just transported herself everywhere.
She just transports from place to place. Wait, what is that? I mean, it's just stupid.
And then the voice was interesting.
And the fact that the device that transfers you to hell is a glowing orange vagina.
Yes.
That
was actually, I thought that was a nice touch, but
well, that's what I'm saying. That's how bad this movie is. That seemed brilliant in regards to everything else that was going on.
And what they do to the gingerbread, the butler man? What they do to the Ginger Dead man?
They did his mouth.
Voice, his mouth.
It's just a regular mouth now. Is somebody just with a bunch of teeth?
That's a cheap way to do it.
It is.
But they painted his lips black, and then they had a black eyeliner around his eyes.
That was terrible.
I mean, the same thing with the weed guy.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. And you know what? The thing that was weird is in all the Ginger Dead series, there was like just a ridiculous amount of blood. And eventually they started replacing the blood with digital blood, which looked even funnier.
Yes,
so it was hilarious. But I think that they replaced, in these films, they replaced the blood with boobs.
The only good thing about this movie?
Yeah?
I wish I liked the boobs, but...
Yeah.
The only thing I really like about this movie is that it's only like, 58 minutes long?
Yeah.
And then 5 minutes of it was like 3 minutes credits and 2.5 minutes.
You couldn't even tell it was 7 minutes.
No, 2.5 minutes of credits and then 3 minutes of review of the last movie.
Right, exactly. And the review of the last movie, you couldn't even tell where that
I had no idea what was going on.
No idea. Where that, and you know what? the thing is, there's a reason that we're comparing this movie to the Ginger Dead series.
Yes.
Is the Ginger Dead series is made for exactly the same amount of money.
Well, same studio, right?
And it's the same studio. It's the same everything. It should be.
It's missing Mr. Butler.
It is missing Mr. Butler
His
because
sadistic sense of humor.
It
Brilliant
does not,
script. This was missing a script.
Right. This had no script at all. I mean, it didn't make any sense.
Do you know what this reminded me of? Back when I was in junior high.
Right.
In high school, I had a friend named
Do
Brian.
tell.
Brian Wassinger.
Right.
Mr. Wassinger and I used to just have a video camera everywhere we went. We did stupid movies and everything.
Right.
And so the part where they're in Vegas and you see the bong hanging out the window, that's totally something that Brian and I would have done, so we didn't have to like get permission to do anything, and we would just drive by and get the scenery.
Right.
And then also we were unfortunate enough not to have women that would let us rub puppets on them.
Right.
But we would totally do scenes like that with puppets attacking women and stuff. So, and I know we did scenes with puppets.
Right.
So anyway, my point is this looks like a junior high film.
Yeah, and
or like a bad
the other
college
weird
movie.
thing is I think that the Ginger Dead.
Wasn't that a great story time with Kurt?
It was a great story time with Kurt.
Just kind of ended abruptly. It was like,
it did. This was too clear.
Yes.
It
video very. You could tell it was on a video.
Very GoPro, kind of GoPro kind of cameras. Yeah, it had that feeling. It was just terrible.
It had porn stars for sure in it,
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, or people that are thinking to themselves that someday they'll make it into porn.
Puppets that. Why would they have an Elvis puppet, Pelvis?
Yeah,
and then not have another puppet that he was having sex with? Why did it have to? Why was it a real woman? That was kind of bizarre. And that scene was just that was a train wreck because it's I don't know, just the logistics of having a balloon puppet type thing. I don't even know what that was.
Yeah, I don't know.
So if they were both puppets, I would like that scene a lot more.
Oh, did you notice that?
Like Meet the Feebles. If they're both puppets,
right?
Puppet sex makes sense,
and it's funny.
Yes.
See, that's what this show didn't have. It didn't have the funny. Did you notice that the puppets? The bong puppet, right? That it wouldn't talk on the wide shot.
Oh yeah,
because she's carrying it around, and then it on the close-up shot.
Well, they had a bong that was sitting there with the eyes probably glued on, right?
Yeah, but not the bong, but the cookie that was made out of.
Oh yeah,
right. That it could only talk when. It would keep talking on the wide shot, but its lips wouldn't move unless they were close up because it was somebody back over here. There were just so many things.
Oh, the guy that called himself Rabbit?
Yeah.
He reminded me, okay, once again, a dime store version of, I was thinking like Jerry Van Dyke.
Oh, yeah, but super creepy.
Or like a creepy version of John McCaine if he grew his hair out.
Yeah, super creepy, though. I mean, honestly, I kept thinking to myself, wow, who wants to see that guy?
And then there's a makeup issue I had. It was, okay, you remember where they had the dead guys and they were running the hotel, right?
Right.
So their faces were gray. So what they did is they painted their faces gray to look like they were dead. Like, so it was like black and white.
Right.
But then they put their hands up and they forgot their hands weren't painted. So it was like...
Right, exactly. Well, there was also...
They ran out of money on makeup?
And unfortunately, we found out what a fuffet is. There was... it was kind of an interesting art department thing where there was that hall of frames.
Right.
Which was the only good-looking thing, period, in the whole film that looked right. You're like, or looked interesting. Like there was an intent to all of this. And once again, we went from location to location to location, which they didn't do in any of the Ginger Dead series. The Ginger Deads just went to one place and stayed there, and kind of like depended on their writing and stuff like this. Whoever was writing this was just terrible. The bong travels by jump cut.
Yeah, that's a little smoke and.
Oh, and that was also, they were in a museum of horror. that must have been an actual museum of horror. And all I could think of was, wow, you would pay to go through that?
Right.
That terrible doll of Reagan on the bed, from The Exorcist. And, I think that whoever made that film, Charlie Band,
yeah.
He isn't worried about anybody from The Exorcist looking at that film and it's going, well, that was mine. No, they wouldn't care. Oh, did you notice the vagina farts?
I heard one, I think.
2.
Yeah.
There were 2 in it. And then I wrote, there's a note down here that this is a really bad movie. Oh, I wrote that as a note. Huh. Oh.
So I feel bad because we just recently talked about Anon on Netflix. And this was on Hulu. And I feel like I should up my score on Anon and give them more props.
Well, wait a minute. Wait, like I was saying. No. Remember what I was saying when we were over there? I was saying we haven't been going into the depths underneath 2. I mean, we haven't.
Now we are.
Now we're going
I think so.
Now, you know what?
This one I might give a 1 just for.
No, I'm going to go 0.8.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with 1
because I was just confused as hell. I had no idea what was going on.
You know what? Actually, now that you say that, I was totally confused. But maybe it's one of those things where you have to see all the movies. I mean, look. I guess only 24 people rated, but I'm like, what's...
Well,
what? So there's some stoners out there that like this movie.
Yeah, it's just...
So yeah.
It's terrible. Just...
I gave Anon 1.6, I believe.
Did you?
Yeah, so this one, I'd have to give it just like... Yeah, I think I'm right there, right? 0.8, 0.9.
0.8. Yeah. I'm saying 0.8.
Less than 1.
I'm saying I feel justified that yesterday when I was worried about our grading system only actually being from 2 to 5.
Yes.
And we haven't really found a 5 yet. So I was worried that was narrowing things down. But what I hadn't counted on is the deep breadth of horror and bad films that can be out there.
This is even worse than the trauma films
Oh, yeah.
Those are pretty bad. But
there was a character to them, and this didn't have any character.
There's definitely a character.
Yeah. So
what's the closest we've ever been to 10? Probably, this year, Black Panther.
Yeah, Black Panther. We were 4.7.
Star Wars, we probably came close last year.
Yeah.
That's about it.
But that's haven't hit a 5 yet.
No.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we're not doing a scale of 10 because I'd be so confused.
You know, honey, I'm feeling like I should go back and raise my Deadpool up a little bit.
See, that's the problem.
See, now it's just holding me to
We're
the fire all the way around.
Ourselves.
We are.
See?
We gotta get out of this.
You think Siskel and Ebert ever did that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm absolutely sure of it.
That'd be an interesting conversation to have. Nobody probably asked movie reviewers about that.
Well, Ebert said that he would go back and see films like 5 years later. And look at and he says every once in a while he would look one and say, I got the whole thing wrong. And I give an example of one that I know that he got wrong was The Fifth Element. Fifth Element got trashed. It got trashed by everybody. And 5 years later, everybody loved it. I mean, I remember distinctly at the time not going to the theater to see it because it was trashed by everybody. And then when I saw it, because this was one of the first ones that, this is at the time when they started to come out on tape, right? And then you got the tape, rented the tape like about 4 years later and going, oh my God, this is a fabulous movie.
So maybe that'll happen with Mother.
No, that's not going to happen to Mother. No. That's
so.
Different.
I feel like I was too generous with Mother now. I'm thinking about that one too.
You know what? I told you at the time.
I think I gave him points for effort. I gave
E for effort.
Yes, I gave him a couple. I gave him a point or two for effort because he did his best and it was very, well done. He put his shit together in a very good way. This one didn't have his shit together in a good way.
The materials must have been.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
The materials.
So Aronofsky took a bunch of shit.
No, you're absolutely
made it look pretty.
You're right.
This one was just a bunch of shit just kind of thrown around.
Yeah, and there was an idea, but you know what the thing is that's where I was in the neighborhood of 2 with that, 2+ with that one, and part of it was because he did a good job of telling a stupid story in a clear and concise and argumentative way.
Yes. This had silly string, though, so I give props for that. The silly string. Elvis the pelvis.
Why do you think that I gave it 0.8?
Right. So, yeah. But generally, I like Charlie Band movies.
Yes, in general, yeah. But, boy, yeah, that was... Oh, and I just find it so interesting that it's Charlie Band of all people that did that.
That directed it.
Yeah, because this guy has been doing films for a long, long time. I mean, he must know how much going to all those locations was an overreach, for instance. And stick to what you know.
Well, he's been heavily involved with the Evil Bongs, like either producer or director.
Yeah, well.
But you're right. He's like kind of like a modern day.
Look how many he does in a year. Look at this. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's just 1 year, yeah.
7, 8, 9. Go down.
Oh my God.
10, 11, 12, 13. Go down. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23. Oh my. 23.
In 1 year.
Wow, in a year.
In 2000.
Let me tell you something. Like I said, these are these people that would come up and give you a resume that had 20 films in a year or 6 in 3 months, and these are the films.
Crawl Space. I mean, yeah, there's some cool ones that I really, really liked.
Yeah, Troll. I mean, Troll.
Ghoulies. I like Ghoulies a lot. Transfers.
The Dungeon Master.
Those were back in the 80s. I'm already down there, but anyway. Yeah, so you should check out his resume in case you're curious. But
yeah, just ridiculous. Just for the number.
If you have a slow computer, you probably don't want to look it up.
Yeah, there you go. I like that. Famous TNA. It's a documentary.
Uncredited.
The Best of Sex and Violence. Another documentary.
How are you uncredited as an executive producer, by the way?
How are you what?
How do you be uncredited?
Yeah, how do you be uncredited?
For an executive producer.
Boy, he goes back to 73. That guy's been around forever. Well, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm not even going to do my own. This one has a Kurt time.
Yeah. Weird. We've hit a new low.
So did that movie.
This is Kurt Thomas along with Mick Strawn. Thank you for listening to the Dream Warrior Review. If you have any questions or just have feedback for our show, we welcome them at dreamwarriorreview@gmail.com. Of course, you can find us on Facebook and Twitter as well. As always, please follow us and tell your friends about us too. See you next time.